This is Bobblehead Batman. I'm here to tell you about the Practice Smarter Balanced test that you will be taking. Hey, TJ students. This is Mr. Selway once again. Hope you liked my guest speaker, Batman. Hey, we're here again. I'm just going to go through another piece of the SBAC testing with you. It is a practice test that you will be taking in the next couple of weeks with your math and English teachers. So just bear with me as I talk to myself again as I go through the test. And there's just basically a few things I need to show you that I didn't get a chance to last time, either due to time or just questions that I didn't get to. So I want to show you that as we make our way through this process to transition to our new kinds of testing. Good luck, guys, and do the best you can. So to begin with, when you enter the computer labs with your teachers, you're going to need to sign in. It's really easy. As soon as you go to this website, it's basically done for you. We will be signing in as guest. Our ID will be guest, and it's going to be a guest session. And all you have to do is just click on the sign in button. And sign in. Select a grade. I'm going to be 8th grade again. And I'm going to take the 6 through 8 training test like I did last time. So you are going to just follow the same steps when you begin the test. I'm not going to change anything on that first page, and I'm not going to change anything here. I'm just going to go right to start my test. Check the sound. Sounds good. And this is what I went through last time, if you'll remember. All the buttons and navigating. I'm not going to spend as much time on that for this session. We'll begin the test now. And it should open with the same first question last time. Remember this piece on Johnny Appleseed? I already went through this and my strategy that I would take for that, so we're just going to continue. But I can't go on to the next question because I didn't put an answer there. So after you guys write your paragraphs on your practice test, you'll be able to continue. So I need to write something down. I'm just going to write practice. This will allow me to continue to the next set of questions, but you guys need to take the time and answer and write these paragraphs completely. Okay, now I wanted to show you some different navigation that you will be needing to learn and use when you take these tests. First of all, I have another short passage here. If you look on the left, notice how I scroll down, and I have a passage that I would need to read. This is new. I don't remember this last time I spoke with you guys or demonstrated for you. When I click on this arrow, it changes how the passage looks for me. It expands it so that more of it is on the page. I don't have to drop down as much. Okay. I don't want to read this whole passage with you. That's going to be part of the test and something you need to do. Again, my purpose is just to show how to navigate. But last time as well, I wasn't able to use the back button. Notice now that my back button is highlighted because I did actually answer question 1, and there is something to go back to. So now I can move forward or backwards. So the question reads, what inference can be made about the narrator's feelings toward the main problem of mail delivery established in the text? Support your answer with details from the text. So as I read this, I'm going to have to pick certain passages that tell me about the narrator's feelings towards the main problem. Okay, again, I'm not going to do the writing for you. You're going to have to read and answer that question on your own. But I want you to pay attention to, once more, this is a writing type of question. We call it a short constructed response. So you will need to, in detail, answer this question. Bring out some quotations or pieces of evidence from the text. Those are terms that I know you're learning in your English classes. and make sure you support your answers with details using these pieces. Okay. I'm going to go to the next set of questions. Now it's getting a little bit different. I'm no longer going to be writing. I have some multiple choice, and I also have some check mark type boxes that I can answer. So again, if I wanted to, I can read this passage in a different way if I wanted to expand it out. Everything is the same. Certain boxes will highlight, allowing me to get the definitions if I need them. Notice on this one it didn't jump down to the bottom of the screen when I did that, so that's nice. I could close this back down so I could look at the questions once more. Then I need to answer. The following question has two parts. First answer part A, then answer part B. So what is most likely the author's intent by mentioning blind fish in the text? Well, again, I don't want to spend my time reading this passage for you. You're going to need to do that. What I'm trying to demonstrate to you is some navigation processes so that you guys can navigate to the best of your ability as you take this test. One thing I didn't show you last time is as I look at these multiple choice questions, and I don't know what the answer is at this moment, I'm not going to give it to you, but as I look at these multiple choice questions, if I'm able to cancel any, like I know it's not the answer, I can right click on my mouse and it says strike through. Watch what happens when I click on that. It eliminates this choice for me. So those of you who are good at using the process of elimination, you can use the strike through tool and eliminate some answers and then choose the one that you want. Okay, let's say that's the one I want. So I select B and go from there. Notice there's different types of multiple choice or checking type questions. Which sentence from the text best illustrates the inference made in part A? Well, this one is also kind of like an A, B, C, or D, but notice those letters aren't there. Instead, it's just going to give me a check mark for whichever one I choose. Okay, and again, I could use the strike through feature if I wanted. Okay, I can go next. Okay, now instead of reading, I wanted to show you what other types of questions might be asked of you. This one's kind of cool. It says listen to the presentation, then answer the questions. So this is an audio passage you guys will be listening to as you take the test. So hopefully you'll be able to put some headphones on or listen to this passage in a way that doesn't interrupt people, and we'll go from there.
In the novel Around the World in 80 Days, the character Phileas Fogg successfully completed a trip around the globe in 80 days. In 1889, an American journalist named Nellie Bly decided to try and break that imaginary record. In the section that follows...
Okay, I'm not going to listen to the whole piece. I don't have time for that for this advisory period. But you get the idea. I'm basically listening to someone tell me a anecdote or a story, a short story of some kind, or some biographical information. I'm going to need to listen to that very closely in order to answer these questions. Okay, and the nice part is, if I forget something or I'm not able to answer these questions, I can just listen to it again.
Explains her plan to...
Okay,
in the novel,
and I can pause it. Okay, so most of you will be pretty adept at using these tools and being able to listen, but just in case, that's what I wanted to show you.
Around the World in 80 Days, the character Phileas Fogg successfully
triangle
completed a trip around
right
the globe
here is kind of like a rewind, I guess. And then I can play.
In the novel Around the World in 80 Days,
and it starts back from the very beginning. It starts back from the very beginning of the passage when I click this button. Okay, so I might strike through a couple of my choices, pick one. Again, I don't know if I'm picking the correct ones. I want you guys to determine that on your own. Another checkmark type question. Basically, with that in mind, oops, I tried to go forward without answering a question. With that in mind, I have now come to the end. I don't know how I did. I don't know which ones I got correct or anything. I'm going to strike through a couple answers and all that stuff. Now when I finish, the only thing I have to do is click End Test. It says you have reached the end of the test. Click Yes to continue to the next page. Click No to keep working on your test. You can click No if you want to go back to some questions. That allows you to. Okay. After I change some answers, if I want to, I can go to the End Test icon again, click Yes, and submit my test, and click Yes one more time, and I am done. And the last thing that I ask of you as students is to log out. That concludes basically the navigation process of the English practice test that you guys will be taking next week. Good luck, try it out, do the best you can, because you will be seeing these types of assessments for real in a couple of weeks after the practice ones. So learn how to navigate right now while you have the chance, and it will help you out in the future. Thank you all for listening.